Welcome to Master 2255 English Phrasal Verbs, complete course with 150 categories for fluency. This course will guide you through everything you need to know to use phrasal verbs naturally and confidently. Today, we're focusing on the third category of our course, top phrasal verbs for clear communication in English. These phrasal verbs will help you express yourself effectively, manage conversations, and sound more fluent and natural in everyday English. Let's get started with speak up. This is what we say when we want someone to talk louder or to express their opinions more confidently. For example, could you speak up? I can't hear you, or it's time to speak up if you have any concerns. Next, we have call back. This is used when you return a phone call. You might say, I'll call you back in a few minutes, or she called him back after missing his call. Talk over is a useful phrase for discussing something in depth. For instance, let's talk it over before making a decision, or they talked over their plans for the weekend. Get through means to successfully reach someone, usually by phone, or to finish a difficult task. You could say, I couldn't get through to him. The line was busy, or we got through the work just in time. Then there's bring up, which means to introduce a topic in conversation. For example, she brought up an interesting idea at the meeting, or I didn't want to bring up that topic. Put through is commonly used when connecting someone on the phone to another person. You might hear, could you put me through to customer service? Or she put him through to the manager. Next is hang up. This means to end a phone call. For example, he hung up the phone after the conversation. Or don't hang up. I have one more thing to say. Cut off can mean to interrupt someone, often by phone or during conversation. For instance, I was cut off during the call, or she cut him off before he could finish speaking. Now we have break up, which means a phone connection is getting poor or disrupted. For example, you're breaking up. Can you hear me? Or the call broke up due to bad signal. Ring up is a casual way of saying to call someone on the phone. You could say, I'll ring her up later, or he rang up to confirm the details. Chat up is an informal phrase that means to talk to someone in a friendly or flirtatious way. For example, he tried to chat her up at the party, or she's great at chatting people up. Come out with means to say something suddenly, often something surprising or unusual. You might hear she came out with a funny story, or he came out with a shocking announcement. Get back to is used when you return a call or follow up on a conversation. For example, I'll get back to you with the information, or he got back to her after the meeting. Next, we have talk back. This is typically used to describe speaking to someone in a rude or disrespectful way, usually to a figure of authority. For instance, he was scolded for talking back to the teacher, or don't talk back to your parents. Finally, speak out means to voice your opinion openly, often about an issue or something important. You might say, she spoke out against the unfair policy, or they encouraged him to speak out if he had any concerns. These phrasal verbs are powerful tools for improving your communication skills in English. Try practicing each of these in real-life situations and listen for them in conversations around you. The more you practice, the more natural they'll become. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.